Good news and success. Here's an interesting segue, but we do carry on thanks to my guests, my co-host, Rhoda Cruiser, partners in action on this particular segment, going out into the community and finding those to share their words and to brag. That's okay, Rhoda.
That's right. We have to tell those great stories out there so people realize what a great community we live in and the successful organizations in it.
Do the introductions, please.
All right. It's with great pleasure that I introduce my two guests this morning. The first guest is Matt Young, who is co-founder and co-owner of Comfort Research. He is the president and has been with it from the beginning and was a very integral part of starting that. He graduated from Hope College with an accounting business degree. Has lived in West Michigan area all his life, has 3 kids and a wonderful wife, Sarah. And so we're glad to have Matt here.
Thank you for having us.
And then we also have Mike Zielstra, who is called the numbers guy. He keeps all the financial things in order, but I like that title, the numbers guy. He's been with Comfort Research for 9 months, grew up in Ada. He also graduated from Hope College with a degree in management and a minor in accounting. Is a certified CPA and has worked for some other major places like Plant Moran, but is glad to be back in Grand Rapids with his 6-month-old daughter, Jessica, and his wife, Lindsay.
Good morning to you. Have you warned him about, being a father?
I said,
in a
don't
good
do
way?
it. He did it anyways.
What's 25 times 37?
I can't do that.
Just
with my
joke.
job.
Okay, all right.
Next
Just
time.
messing with you, numbers guy. Rhoda.
So, Matt, let's start out with you. Tell me a little bit about Comfort Research so people have an idea of what you spend your day doing.
That is the most common question we get. What is Comfort Research? What are we doing? And it's also, I find it to be the hardest question to answer. The easiest way to say it is that we make beanbags. People understand it when I say beanbags. They have a vision of what they think a beanbag is. But really what we're doing is we're doing affordable furniture. And we like to say that we are revolutionizing affordable furniture. We're trying to do it differently than anybody's ever done it before. I mean, this whole company was founded on a single idea of this shredded foam beanbag style chair. So this was a product that my business partner, the other founder, Chip George, and I came up with, in college and started developing, selling around campuses. And so it's like a 4 or 5 foot wide shredded foam beanbag style chair. So that's how we started. And we, over the years, we evolved. And now we do, more EPS filled, which is the traditional polystyrene little white pellets that you see in the vinyl beanbag that was leaking out of, the beanbag you had in the 70s. And we've done it with a lot more furniture-looking pieces. So it has a back, it has arms, it has a seating surface. It looks more like a traditional chair and sits like a traditional upholstered chair versus your just brown vinyl beanbag. So that's a very long answer to a short question.
No, it's great. And you also have done something very different in terms of design. I mean, most of the beanbags that I remember growing up with, it was you had your primary colors pretty much, but it was all one kind of solid color, very basic. Tell us a little bit about, maybe give us a couple of ideas of the designs that your team has come up with.
Sure. We have a real awesome team, and that team continues to grow, and we bring on, new talent that just continues to raise the bar. We have our brand promise. We call it our FAT brand promise, FAT. It's an acronym. We love acronyms around our place. It's fun, affordable, and trendy. So we're always up on on colors and different types of fabrics. We were one of the first companies to ever use a polyester nylon fabric with a vinyl backer, and basically it's luggage material, it's backpack material, same type of thing, but on furniture, and it looks really cool and it feels cool, and it's got this hip feel to the whole thing.
Moms love it. It's really easy to clean. Just spill stuff on
Waterproof,
it all the time.
right?
Yeah.
Need that for a baby.
We got 17 for at home already.
Yeah.
6 months old.
He's got a source.
But it is amazing. I mean, when I toured your facility and I saw the different fabric, the different colors, the different textures, and so forth, I mean, you really have made it fun and brought it to a new level, it seems like. So that's really cool. Mike, you've joined the firm in the last 9 years, or 9 months,
yeah.
I'm sorry, 9 months. And so tell me about what that's been like for you as kind of the new person coming in and what you've experienced. What stands out to you about Comfort Research?
This is a company that really makes culture its number one thing, and that resonates. Anytime we have a visitor that comes to our plant, they walk through and they always tell us it's amazing, the smiles on everybody's face. Everybody's having a good time out there. That's really, I think, what sets us apart. And we don't just say we have a mission statement and this is our culture and we put it on a wall and forget about it. We live it. And, as an example, we have our morning huddle meetings, which is something that any company does. Any company that I've ever worked for has done. But we make it fun. We do the wave before every huddle meeting because we want to keep people engaged. You want to get them interacted. And we're always coming up with new things. I want to do a strategy meeting, my first one a couple of months ago. And I've been to many strategy meetings at other companies that I've been to, but this one had sombreros and fake mustaches and confetti cannons. And if you keep people engaged and having fun, they're going to come up with those great ideas that really makes this company what it needs to be. We always need to come up with the next big thing, and you do that by getting people to be engaged and thinking differently and outside of the box.
And just a heads up, Granite Rapids Art Museum kind of frowns upon you shooting off a confetti cannon inside the museum. So just an FYI for everybody.
Okay,
Yes,
if we're going
we
there, don't
we
do
didn't
that.
know. We didn't know.
Hey, ignorance is bliss or
That's
something,
right.
right? So tell me, Matt, from your perspective, kind of picking up on the culture, what's been important to you? What are the things about the culture maybe that you've really worked to preserve, and how do you think that's helped you maybe be successful as an organization?
Sure. It was probably about 5 years ago, our business partners, George and Jason Julius, whom we've been involved with right from the beginning and are a very important part of the company. They suggested that we get more involved in strategic planning. And we went through the process and we got training done at American Management Association, and we learned how to, put the, strategic plan together. And, we spent 6 months doing it. It was 117 pages. We were so proud of that document. And then, we got done with it, and the next year we looked at it. It's like, did we even read that from front to back? Definitely haven't read it since, it was originally, and I think that's the problem with most strategic planning processes. And so we really tried, we always had this idea, we wanted to boil it down to, a summary on one page. And it took us about another 3 years to get there, but now our entire plan is on one page. And we've applied that type of simplicity throughout the entire organization. So typical companies, they're going to have their vision statement, they're going to have their mission statement, and a lot of it's fluff, and especially mission statements, they're long-winded and sound like they were written just by an academic that knows nothing about the business. And we said, you know what, that is not us. That does not capture our essence. We want to do it, differently. So we started, with the vision and mission statements. We said, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to simplify that. So that we can do a better job communicating it, we can do a better job, and if we can do a better job communicating it, we can do a better job living it. So we started with our why, our highest purpose, which was inspired by a book by Simon Sinek, Start With Why. And so instead of vision and mission, we have a why, how, and a what statement. Our why is unconventional solutions to create a brighter tomorrow. How are we doing it? We're bringing comfort for all. And what are we doing? We're revolutionizing affordable furniture. Now, the next step to that is our core values, our culture. And again, hated, what was typically done at most companies. Most companies had 7 to 12, core values, and the customer's important, the vendor's important, the employee's important, and we're going to be a customer service organization, or, whatever it was. And if you took one company's set of core values and you compared it against another company's set of core values, they looked exactly the same. And it really, came to a head for me when I saw this one guy. He was talking about, you guys are doing your core values, and I saw your one-page plan. Oh, that's really cool. And he pulls out this sheet of paper, and he starts reading from his. I'm like, well, your company obviously missed it, man. Because if you have to read off a sheet of paper, and you're required to carry this sheet of paper because, it's not resonating with you. It's not inside of you. It's not something that you're really living. You're just regurgitating something off a piece of paper. So we ended up in the same scenario. When we were going through it over a couple of years, we had 10 core values, and it said the same stuff as everybody else's: customers important, vendors important, employees important. So got rid of that, and we tried to boil it down to 3 things. And number one for us is find a better way. Find a better way to work with your customer, treat your customer, make a better product for your customer. Find a better way to work with your vendor. Hopefully they're finding a better way to work with you. find vendors that want to find a better way. Find a better way to treat your employees, work with your employees, not call them employees. We call them comfort ambassadors at our place. So even, those type of, terms, we want to get rid of that. The next one is expect the best. Expect the best of yourself. Expect the best of your customer. Expect the best of your vendors. It can apply, across the board. And then the last one, very important one, do the right thing. And this was the last one, and we felt that with those three simple statements, find a better way, expect the best, and do the right thing, that we could build an organization that would understand its core values, could easily live its core values, and we find lots of cool ways to try to continue to live it and reinforce it. We have what we call our FAB Award, which is the Finding the Better Way Award, and it's done quarterly, and we give out $2,500, and those 4 quarterly winners can go on to win $10,000 bucks. But the whole idea behind it is continue to talk about our core values and then reinforce and reward people. And it's not the money, really. What's really been cool is they get to go up on the wall of Fab, and we have this 30-foot installation of that. You get your picture up there of what you were doing, a little description of what you had written up, and if it's been implemented. Even if you didn't win an award, you still get to go on the wall of Fab. And that's been cool, giving people the recognition. And that's been one of the things that we've started to learn is to make sure that when people do good, you better tell them they're good. I think Richard Branson said it last
night. I was just going to say that. He said praise is very important. Plus, there was another.
There's a flower statement in there
sometimes.
He said people are like a flower. You need to, water them. And yes. Praise and recognition is that water for people.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, you nailed it, And so that's something that we try to do with our FAB Award. We also do the Dirt Award, which is the Do the Right Thing. We're working on our Expect the Best. I just bought a Thumbs Up trophy. We're trying to figure out how we're going to incorporate the Thumbs Up trophy. Don't really care, just an awesome trophy. And so maybe it's the You're Awesome trophy, right?
But and I don't want to get off too far off the topic because I believe in praise. Praise has to be deserved. We just, good job, but why did I do a good job? I affirm that.
Yeah.
It is nice to say good job, but give me.
If you're not genuine,
Dale
people
Carnegie,
see
has there's one of his tenets or anyway. Get about 3 or 4 more minutes, Rhoda.
Okay, so. Mike, as you have become a part of the team and you've seen various people, what do you think has led to some of the success of the organization and for the people who come there, what maybe helps them succeed as well? What are some of the characteristics maybe that makes them a successful team member?
I think Matt touched on it when he talked about what our why is, our unconventional solutions to create a brighter tomorrow. Is we've really come up with a lot of unconventional solutions, not just from the product standpoint, where we're coming up with beanbag chairs that nobody's ever seen before. The whole foundation of the company was a brand new product that nobody had ever thought of before. But that extends to the way our sales chain works. It extends to the way that our production line works and the way that we come up with new pieces of equipment. And when we're hiring, we're not hiring for somebody based off their skills or if they know this program. We're really hiring on, are they somebody that's going to buy into that culture? Do they think differently? Are they going to be somebody that's going to help us come up with something that we've never seen before? Because without that fire inside them, they're not going to be the kind of person that's going to lead our company to where it's going to be in the next 2 years or 3 years or 5, 10 years. We don't know where that's going to be, but we know that it needs to be different than what we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Things are changing so fast, and it is important that we change quickly and we have that flexibility to do that. Matt, I'm curious, you've obviously been a part of this success story. And so wanted to just see what would be maybe one thing that you look at, kind of looking back a little bit, and that would say, boy, this has really helped us become as successful as we are. This is maybe one thing that I didn't know at the beginning, or maybe you underestimated at the beginning, but looking back, you go, this has been a big part of why we're successful.
Sure. Really, I think there's 3 things, but they're all kind of the same. One is I wish we would have started really trying to identify and live our culture much earlier on. Simplifying it has been a great thing so we can communicate it. 2 is get great people around you, man. when you've got great people, it makes life more fun. You're all having fun. Like Mike is here because he's way better at financing and financial stuff than anybody else was. So you get great people to do great things. And the last one is to be more of a giver. That is something that when you can give, and there's all different ways to give on a personal level, support the charitable organizations, but if you can really give, and if it's really genuine, and if you focus on that as opposed to what you're getting in return, you will have more success than you could ever imagine.
Yeah. Great tips. And I think that's very true. When you give back and you give to people, you can't. Nothing's better than that. It always comes back. Mike, how about for you as you look at maybe what's allowed you to reach this point where you've been able to join a very successful team and continue to add to the success that they're having? What are some maybe one or two quick things that you would say that has helped you in your professional growth?
As you become more of a leader, you realize that it's not just how hard you work. Attitude is contagious, and you need to have a good attitude. If you're having a bad day, smile and don't let everybody else know how bad your day is going, because it's going to resonate. If you're grumpy, everybody around you can be grumpy, and nobody's going to be happy coming to work.
Nice. Very good.
Very good. More information, where do we turn, please?
Go ahead and check us out at comfortresearch.com, and just want to thank my business partners, our great team, and then the great support people that we have in the community, including Comerica and BDO, Bank of Holland. I wish I could name everybody, our advisory board. So thank you to everybody that makes this company great.
Awesome. Rhoda Cruiser, we find out more information on Partners in Action. How, please?
You can find us at piabusinessconsulting.com or 616-457-3453.
Awesome. Talking on comfort research with Matt Young and Mike Zielstra. Thank you, gentlemen, gentlewoman.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
News and success. Here's an interesting segue, but we do carry on thanks to my guest, my co-host, Rhoda Cruiser, Partners in Action on this particular segment, going out into the community and finding those to share their words and to brag. That's okay, Rhoda.
That's right. We have to tell those great stories out there so people realize what a great community we live in and the successful organizations in it.
Do the introductions, please.
All right. It's with great pleasure that I introduce my two guests this morning. The first guest is Matt Young, who is co-founder and co-owner of Comfort Research. He is the president and has been with it from the beginning and was a very integral part of starting that. He graduated from Hope College with an accounting business degree. Has lived in West Michigan area all his life, has 3 kids and a wonderful wife, Sarah. And so we're glad to have Matt here.
Thank you for having us.
And then we also have Mike Zielstra, who is called the numbers guy. He keeps all the financial things in order, but I like that title, the numbers guy. He's been with Comfort Research for 9 months, grew up in Ada. He also graduated from Hope College with a degree in management and a minor in accounting. Is a certified CPA and has worked for some other major places like Plant Moran, but is glad to be back in Grand Rapids with his 6-month-old daughter, Jessica, and his wife, Lindsay.
Good morning to you. Have you warned him about, being
I
a
have.
father
I said,
in a
don't
good
do
way?
it. He did it anyways.